So, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our video of Mars in the second house in the sign of Leo for Cancer Ascendant people, as in what happens when Mars is sitting in the second house while it rules the 10th house, which is the house of work environment, government, authority, fame, fifth house of children, education, okay, mantras, speculation. So, and as always, if you do not know if you have this particular position of Mars, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, you can check out the links here, KRSastrology.com, where in the shop section you will find the astrological report where you can find out the nakshatra placement, all the other placement of your chart. So there's a particular yoga, there's a couple of yogas that are being created with this particular Mars. The first one is known as Simbhasan Yoga. Simbhasan Yoga occurs when 10th Lord is in the second house. This is the yoga known as the seat of power. The second yoga is the 5th Lord in the second house, creating Dhan Yoga, the yoga for sustenance and wealth. So here, first of all, and I've said this I think in 2015, that Jupiter and Mars both actually consider or become exalted in the sign of Leo. And then I actually found out later on that Varamira also said about Jupiter in Leo is exalted more than even Cancer. And then Jupiter in Aquarius is even more exalted than even Cancer and Leo. Why? Because Mars is a soldier, right? He's a general of the army. If general of the army is in a regal place like Leo, wouldn't it be considered an exalted position? Especially, let's say, if the soldier is about to be knighted. They go to the actual palace, the actual royal place. Usually, they're fighting outside in the world. This is why it's a regal place. And this Simbhasan Yoga shows, with the 10th Lord and the second in a regal sign, that a person will achieve a regal status in their life and career. And because Mars is an independent planet, sign of Leo naturally is an independent zodiac sign. Here, a person will desire to create income and wealth on their own, especially either by using the lineage, using something from the lineage and carrying it on and forward, or one will, especially in common senses, will use their speech, will use their voice to find their authority in life. And again, with the Dhan Yoga, with the 5th Lord in the second, it shows especially the birth of children will give regal status to this person with their career. Because not only you activate this Mars with your 10th house, you also activate this Mars with the 5th house. And actually 5th house is more important than the 10th house. Trinal houses comes first in terms of the hierarchies of the houses. Kendra, the quadrant houses, comes secondary, then anything else. Then you'll have your Upacha houses, then Moksha houses. So here, because it rules the 5th house, it really shows that emphasis of rise through children. Also, such a person will usually, and again, whatever I am saying here, it depends on just this Mars's position. If there's other conjunctions, if there are other aspects of planets on this Mars, then probably some of it may not apply, or it'll still apply, but it'll be molded. So for example, this is the sign that shows one will attain multiple land real estates. But also if there is a certain placement of Mars as nakshatra lord somewhere, aspect of someone, then shows they may actually have to give up, like ancestral property. They'll maybe signing some signatures to give it away without even their due diligence. On the other hand, we also see that this person on regular basis will attain technical education, technical skills and knowledge. Usually you will see technology, IT, but still such people may even, let's say, go work in banks. And especially will work in banks that are kind of like hold the regal status in their own domain, or any company they work for. At one point, at the height of the career, it will be something regal. Okay. And of course, second house is speech, second house is food. Being in just that regal sign of Leo, one wants regal food, one wants to have some regal drink. And because the vocal skills, okay, not communication, the vocal skills are seen through the second house, they will have a very rough and also bellowed voice when they are communicating. And there's always going to be a very dramatic impact when they speak. Now, one of the things we also see, and this usually happens if the Jupiter's impact is there, but one of the children will surpass their own legacy with this particular placement. So, for example, if let's say this person is a politician, then their child may actually surpass them and become a bigger politician. But there's definite karma with the father, with this particular position of Mars. There's karma with spouse's family. Especially early in life, could be full of turbulence, family fights, whether fights on land, fights over family assets. So one will have to kind of like witness certain things in their life where they become kind of much more immune to such things later on. But it does makes it vulnerable. And also, a person is always kind of like stressed about money. Even if this person has millions in the bank, they could be getting sweats when they're sleeping. Like, oh my God, tomorrow I can just lose it all. Because there's this theme of responsibility that comes in. Because of the fact Mars is in the second house of family, they have to now fight for the family. They now have to be the one to provide for the family at one point. But again, when exactly? Well, we have to see the whole chart. We can just say with this one position of Mars that if the person is going to find success early in life, middle of life, later in life, because just because these are Sambhasan yogas and Dhan yogas, we have to see the impact. We have to see, especially, you will see Mars at Gandhanta, early childhood is very turbulent. Because again, second house represents the moment when we are brought into the family and we're growing up. Like I would say from age of 0, from the moment you are born, to the age of 5 would be the second house. Then 5 to 10 would be the third house. 10 to 15 would be the fourth house. So in that area, they are gonna have to witness, whether even could be violence and disputes and fights. Okay. But how will it impact them? Well, again, we have to see how the Moon and Mercury is. These are the two very sensitive and soft planets that can be impacted, psychologically through those things. Also, prone to arguing or fighting with gurus. Prone to being stung by gurus. Meaning, such a person may get a reality check through a guru or a teacher, including getting that bee sting by the father. And why is it happening? Is it because Mars hates you? No, it's your own karmas that are bringing back certain evolutions of actions that are going to be coming into play. Okay. But most of the time, this is the placement that a person will naturally, first and second house both, and even the third will be the placement of a person desiring to do business, being independent. Usually you will see Cancer ascendant people most of the time will do very well in business, politics, and media. These are the three places they will do quite well. But again, it's like that foundation is always kind of like going towards these places. Will they succeed? Well, the time, dasha, the yoga, all these things matter. Okay? And of course, Mars and Leo, because it's the 5th and 10th Lord, strong sexual nature comes into play. Strong dominating sexual nature comes into play. Romantic nature comes into play. Okay? So anyway, guys, this is my analysis of Mars in the 2nd house for Leo Ascendant people. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss this type of videos. So if you want to know where your Mars is placed along with all the astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.